Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. S. Manasa, Assistant Professor from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. I am going to deal about the topic gender sensitization. So, before going to the presentations, we will see what are all the topics covered in this and what are all the things which are present in this presentation. So, the course view of this topic is the course aims at raising awareness of the gender equality among the students from sociological, cultural, physiological, legal, and economical perspectives, thereby empowering them to communicate across cultural work ambience. This at the end of this course, the students are exposed to the better egalitarian interactions between the men and the women to enable them to see the diversity and inclusiveness as assets in a globalized scenario. So next we will go to course objectives. So what are the objectives of this course? So the students will be learning these three things by this gender sensitization topic. The basic gender concepts and their applications to long-term implementation of the programming and initiatives. Awareness of the gender roles and expectations and issues and their impact on the community's day-to-day life. The more egalitarian interactions between men and women. What are kind of interactions between the men and women can be discussed in this. This will be the one of the objective of the courses. So coming to the course outcomes. So at the end of this course, the students should be able to get the all the ideas which are present in the CO1 to CO6 outcome. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outcomes which are going to be taught in this topic called gender sensitization. So CO1, the C course outcome of 1 will be to develop a better understanding of important issues which are related to the gender in contemporary India. And the second one is to sensitize the basic dimensions of the biological, sociological, physiological, and legal aspects of the gender. So coming to the next CO, the third CO, it is to acquire the insights into the gender division of labor and its relation to the politics and the economics. The fourth CO comes as attain a finer grasp how gender discrimination works in our society, how to counter it. And the fifth CO is the men and women and their professionals will be better equipped to work together as equals. And sixth CO is to know the new laws that provide a protection and relief for women from the discrimination so as to have the men and women equality. So coming to the first module in this gender sensitization, it is nothing but understanding of a gender. So first we will understand what is gender and what is the role of the gender and what are the key roles present in this gender sensitization, and we will also know what is the difference between the sex and the gender and what is the discrimination or the differences and why some of the gender are treated low and why are the others treated high. We will come to know by this end of the topic. So before going to the topic, we will see what is gender. Gender nothing but it indicates the characteristics, position, and roles of a man or woman in a social relationships. So, like the gender is differentiated based on their social relationships or based on their work or the community or the position what they are leading. and what are the characteristics, means the type of the um, work they are doing, or the inherently processed things. For example, like taking care of a family, which is generally done by a woman. So that those are without like some others imposition, it will be by themselves. They'll be able to do, which are developed naturally, but they are doing as a role of their, like how the hard work of the field, which is generally done by the men, that is the gender, means so based on those things, like men will be doing the hard work, we say. So it is like that they have thought as a their role based on what the community or the social relationships and the environment where they are grown. So let us see about the history of the gender word, from where it has come and what is its meaning. So the word gender has come from the Latin word, this is genus, which means is kind or a type. So what type of it? So gender initially has come from the Latin word genus, which indicates that kind or the type. So in few hundred years before, in the 1950s or so, the term gender was used only in the field of grammar. But later on, the scientists in 1955 they began to use this word gender in new ways when referring the people. So in a way that was related to their sex, but not the quite. It is not quite same as the gender that we are treating in now in our present generation. So it was slowly. Initially, it was for the which type. It is just like the word how you use the type or the kind, but later on it is moved to the human beings or the sex, means it is male or female. So it has slowly moved from the 1955. So let us see here, as I was speaking just now. So the gender has come from the sociological or the environment where we are growing, or the community. So here, the mostly you can see that the more crowd of the women, which they are taking the nursing field or the medical field, where their population is more. So it was thought that the nursing or the medical, the doctors will be more of women. And in the places where the industrial work or the machinery work or war field or the hard work, wherever there is a heavy load work is there, which is done mainly by the men. So here you can see an image where the men is doing work in the machinery parts or the industries. So this is like gives the idea about the gender. So let us go to the next topic. What is sex? This sex indicates that it is a biological characteristics of man and woman. So this gives whether you are a male or female, boy or a girl, lady or a gent. So it is like a physical characteristics that have developed biologically from your mother's womb. So it is inborn. So it is inborn. So before your birth, the characteristics of male and female have already got decided. So the people are born male or female, with few exceptions where they can be transgenders even. So let us keep this aside first for few days, and let us talk about the major roles, like male or female. They remain. See, if they are born as a male or female, they will be as a male or female throughout their lives, in terms of the biological makeup. So this is by birth inherited from the mothers and it is from the genes that we have got this characteristic. Either we are a girl or a boy, gent or a lady, or male or female, whatever word you say, is inherited. It is already have come by birth along, so it is not changeable. But the gender is like the based on the community, or it has developed based on the work that you are carried out based on your potential. So the biological difference between men and women is are identified at birth only. So we can clearly distinguish between men and women. That is called the sex of the human being, whether it is male or the female. So, for example, there are two examples. So, like women can give the birth, but men can have the sperms, which cannot be changed over the time period. So, let us see how this word has come. So, this word has come from the Latin sexes, which means that the as means it is sec means it is cut. So, it is like a dissection. That cut means section or the dissect or the segment. So the original meaning was a division. So the word when you say, when you have in forms and all, what is it, male or female, you will select. When you have given the option what is your sex, then it means that division which you belong to. So which is shifted to a way of dividing something in a half. So it is like half. Thus, the division between men and the woman, the biological sex, that's the meaning it had in classical Latin. So, it has arrived from the Latin word. So, let us see what are the symbols that we have just now in a previous slide. I have shown the male and the female symbols. So, let us see how the symbols are decided. See, for females, the symbol is like this, and for males the symbol is like this. Then this is a small idea about how we remember the symbols of male and female. So this is example, like mainly women have a long hair, so they try to comb. So woman is brushing her hair downwards, so it is like woman has this symbol. And men will go for hunting, so they have spear and the shield, and also the sword kind of things which they carry with their hand. So it is like they are carrying some sword kind of thing. So the symbol is like this. And biologically, how do you differentiate between the male and the female, or woman and the man? So biologically, women will have both XX chromosomes that are originated from the mother and the father. But the man has, or the boy child has, X and Y chromosomes in them. So if both are X, this is called girl. If both are this one chromosome is X and the one chromosome is Y, that is a boy. The sex of the children, either it is a girl or boy, is decided by the chromosomes that are take part in the deciding from mother and the father in the womb of a mother. Hence, the girls will have both XX chromosomes and the boys will have the X and Y chromosomes. So let us see what is the difference between the gender and the sex. Sex refers to, as we previously spoke, it refers to the biological or the physiological characters that are developed inherently or inside before at the time of the birth itself. They are not changeable and they define men and the women. But gender refers to the socially constructed roles, such as the active role what they get participated in the sociological um, things. and their behaviors and the main major activities what they perform in their lifetime, and the attributes that given a society considers appropriate for men and women. So let us see in a simple way. Male and the female are sex categories, but masculine, feminine are gender categories. So when you say male or female, you have to fill under the sex category, but the gender comes as whether you are masculine or feminine. So what are the differences between the gender and the sex? So just now we have spoken what is the each consideration. So we will have a one comparison here. So the sex is biologically determined, but the gender is constructed by the society based on the major work that we carry out during the survival. And the sex is it is universal for all human beings. Once it is decided, it cannot be changed. So the gender can be multifaceted, differs within and between the culture. So based on the culture are the societal things that we do. So those things can be changed, and the sex is not changing. It is, if it is fixed, it is fixed, but the gender can be dynamic and changes over the time. So the inborn by birth we will get the male or the female, but the gender is acquired. So here we can see the sex is anatomy, it is physiology, it is from the genetics, and it is from the hormones. So based on all these, your sex is decided, but the gender is it is your identity, okay, and the roles and the norms, and it is relations and the power. So based on all this, gender is decided. So these are few things which differentiate between the gender and the sex. So here a female and the male. So gender is culturally defined. Okay. So here, what are the roles and responsibility? If you say the gender, what are the roles? So based on what you decide, it is a gender is so and so. So if it is a male, then what kind of work or the responsibility you are doing or you are given with, or in a society what kind of a work you are allotted, so that you follow the generation by generation based on your requirements or the environment that is there surrounding you, and arts attributes like, for example, males will be doing risk taking, their aggression means they can do heavy work or aggressive things. Okay, they have hard mindset. Generally, women will be having the sensitive heart, but the men will be having the aggressive, or they are able to take the even the risk tasks, and entitlements like high workforce participation, financial autonomy. So based on these all societal things, so the gender is decided as male. And coming to the female, what are the roles and responsibilities the woman has? Mainly, women will be doing the service jobs and caring jobs. For example, like taking care of children or their family. Service jobs are nothing but the cooking and taking care of home and cleaning. This defined works. And coming to the attributes, what female is having is fragile. It is very, they are very soft and emotional too. But men are ready to take the risk and they are aggressive in nature. Means it doesn't mean that they are aggressive by nature. They can are able to take the aggressive tasks. And entitlements, what the woman will have: the interior healthcare to the men, and financial dependence. See, most of the women will not be working, so they will be depending on the family in order to have the money. So coming to the biological differentiation, nothing but the sexual differentiation between the male and female. As I just now told, there is a difference of the chromosomes that have been in the body. That is nothing but both XX have, they have, and the Y. And the reproductive organs, what they have, men and female will have the differences, so hence they are differentiated too. And their hormones, so based on the nature what they have, the hormones that are produced in the body are will be different. So let us see some examples, whether it is how you will decide whether it is gender or the sex. So first one will be about most of the drivers in AP are men. So this is one sentence. So what do you say? This is this word comes under the gender or the sex, gender or the sex. So it is a gender because it is based on the work. It is physiological. Sorry, it is based on the work that they are differentiated by the work. And care of the babies is the responsibility of women. So what is it comes under? It is also under the gender. So it is a responsibility or the duty that women are doing. And men have the mustache. So it is nothing but the inherited property that are obtained by birth. So that is a it is a sexual character. And next one is women cannot carry the heavy load. So it is what it is a work means they some women can do, but it is like heavy loads generally they cannot carry. So it is a gender differentiated. And next one is women give birth to the babies, but men don't. So it is nothing but the sexual differentiation, because by inheritance they have got this nature. And most of the men have short hair and the women have the long hair. So it is what the external appearance based on the sociological things they have developed. So it comes under the category gender. So, what are the gender roles that are given? So, we will see what different types of the roles and how they are involved. So, we will learn in this two slides. So, gender roles is the behaviors, attitude, values, or beliefs. So on that a particular culture is developed. Gender roles is the behaviors, attitudes, values, or beliefs, and so on that a particular cultural group considers. So it is based on our attitudes. The beliefs means like some people have the belief that the men will be taking care of the farming or the lands, clearing or the war field. So men only should go. And the behaviors. So sensitive things will be taken up by the woman, and the risk taking factors can be taken up by the men. So those are the behaviors what you should based on the attitude, values, and the societal things, and the beliefs what we have in our society or the generation. So that particular group of culture considers. So based on these values, what are the roles of the gender that can be defined? So appropriate for males and females on the basis of their biological sex. So the gender is appropriate for males and the females on the basis of their biological sex. So gender roles and expectations are learned in this gender roles. So what are the roles that have to be performed by the each gender, and what are they expected to do? So these things are learned by the studying the gender roles. Okay, it refers to the activities that men and women actually do. So it is based on the work, activities, responsibilities that are carried by the men and the women that are actually carried out for their survival. So it can be changed at the time, conditions, and the situations. So unlike sexual characters, the gender can be changed on the conditions and situations. So it cannot be same at over the time period can be changed. So men have greater body mass, strength, and are better equipped for hunting, warfare, land living. So these are few things based on which you are differentiating gender as men. So women do tasks that are compatible with childcare, nursing, and cooking. So these are general things that are taken up by the women. So hence they are categorized under the gender woman. So you can see here an image where one woman is taking care of the kids and their food. Here you can see one more image. The man is going out for selling something, and it is a responsibility of the man. So let us talk about the what are the different types of the roles that defines the gender roles. One is productive roles, one is reproductive roles. The gender roles has two types. One is productive roles and reproductive roles. Productive roles. Productive roles by name itself it indicates that it refers to the work of generating income. So it is productive. The outcome is the money or means kind of food or that you going to get as outcome in uh, when you do some work. So it is a productive outcome which is nothing but generating some income that men and women do to make the products or the services as well as the process raw materials to get the income. So these are nothing but the productive roles. Then what are reproductive roles? It refers to the activities where most of the time is spent. So it is not the productive roles unlike the generating money or you are going to office or do some work or no, it is nothing but the most of the times where you generally is spending. So these are passive activities, nothing but the non-profit activities. So for example childbirth and other related, so which can be done by the woman. Then taking care of family members and the community, which is also not productive, and searching for fuel and the water, and also food, preparing food. So these are all things that are carried out without any expectations of the money. These are carried out for the survival, survival, their survival. So these will be carried out. One next one is what taking care of the children and education. It is a not productive, but you have to carry out in order to have the proper survival in the society. So which are almost unpaid. So these are nothing but unpaid activities that are taken up by the male or the female in order to survive in their society. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.